I'm back today to show you my foundation routine. I haven't done one of these before, and in my last video I mentioned, or in my tag video for my 11 most reached for products, I mentioned my Cover FX 160 brush and how I use this and my Fix Plus for my foundation, and a lot of you guys are really interested in seeing how I do that. So I have no makeup on right now, as you can probably tell, so today I'm going to show you how I do my foundation. I'm getting ready to go out and do some errands, so I've already done my eyes just to make that good to go, and now I'm just going to show you how I do my face every day. So first, you should always use a foundation primer, and then I use a primer and I also use a mattifier. What I use is Urban Decay De-Slick in a tube. I've been trying this out. This is only one of the first few times I've used this, but I used it and I really liked it, and I just use this on my T-zone, so on my forehead, down my nose, right alongside my nose, and then on my chin. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on, and I'll show you what it looks like. It kind of is an off-white-ish color. You just need a little bit, so I'm just going to smooth this right along my forehead. And you don't need too much, it goes a long way. And then down my nose and on the sides of my nose. Make sure you get right in there, that's where I get really oily. You kind of have to work fast with this because it will dry and start to like flake up. And then lastly on my chin. Okay. So we're done with that. If you don't use a mattifier, you don't need to worry about that part. Just make sure you use a primer. I like the Mercier oil-free foundation primer. That's a really good one. Okay, now what I do is, right now I've been really loving my Mercier Silk Cream Foundation. It looks like this, and the color that I am is Rose Ivory. And I've been really liking this foundation. I'm kind of going through a rotation of foundations that I'm trying though. So I'm not going to say this is my favorite right now because I've only used it probably like half a dozen times. But I do really like it. So the first thing that you want to do with this foundation is make sure that you shake it really well because it can kind of separate. Okay, so once that is all shaken up, take the cap off. And then what I'd like to do is I put a little bit on my finger. So just about that much to start with, and I kind of just dot this all over my face. It makes it easier to blend it, I think. So now that that looks really awesome, what I'm going to do is take my Fix Plus and my 160. You can spray this all over your face before you put your foundation on, but I like to spray it directly on the brush because I think that if I spray it on my face it's too much. So I just do about 2 squirts on each side. And then I'm going to start right next to my nose, and I'm going to just blend this out. And the reason that I use my Fix Plus is because it wets the brush just enough to make full coverage foundations really blend. If you're using a tinted moisturizer, obviously you can use your hands with that. But if you're not and you're using a full coverage foundation, sometimes those can be really hard to blend, so it's nice to use a Fix Plus, or you could use water. I really like Fix Plus. I don't think it's just a glorified water, but you can certainly use water. It'll work pretty much the same. This is also just going to help that foundation to melt into your skin really well, and it's going to make it look more like a second skin than it is a foundation. It's going to make it look a lot more natural. Okay, and then if you find that your skin is just like a little matte or you want more of a dewy finish, what you can do is you can take the same brush, or you can take a stippling brush like the Sigma SS 188, spray a little Fix Plus, and just dot it where you want it to be dewy. Since I get oily there, I'm going to leave it at this kind of finish, and then I'm going to powder it a little bit. So I know that I mentioned one of my top 11 products was my Mercier Loose Powder in Tender Rose. And I knew that this could be a potential favorite. I just picked this up very recently, and I had been wanting it for a really long time, but just couldn't get up the guts to do it. But I finally picked up the Chanel Loose Powder translucent one, whatever that is. So it looks like this. And I'm just going to use a big brush. This is actually a Real Techniques brush by Samantha Chapman. If you watch Pixie Woo, these are her new brushes, which I'm going to be doing a review on very soon. But I'm just going to take some of this powder and just powder my T-zone. And this powder works amazingly well. It's hard to find a powder that keeps me matte all day. because I tend to get so oily in my T-zone. But this does a really, really, really great job. Okay, so now that that's covered, my next step is my bronzer. I really like my NYC Sunny bronzer, but for today and what I've been really using a lot this month is my Tarte Matte Waterproof Bronzer in Park Ave Princess, which comes in a package like this. It's really cute. And it looks like this. It's the perfect color for my skin tone. And I'm going to take the Real Techniques Kabuki brush. It's a slanted kabuki, which I love. It's perfect for contouring. So just take a little bit of that product. I'm just going to contour my cheekbones a tiny bit. You have to make that funny face when you do it. Okay, and then do the general 3 shape with that. I also forgot to mention that if you have any blemishes that you want to conceal, do that after you put your foundation on before you set with a powder. My Laura Mercier Silk Cream Foundation is full coverage, so it does a really good job of covering most of that for me, and I already put my under eye concealer on. I just used my Milani HD Click Pen Concealer with that. So now we have our bronzer on. It's time for some blush. I'm going to be using this one, which I really like because it's super soft. It's really pretty for this season. And it's called Angel by NYX. And I love all the NYX powder blushes. They're some of my favorites. This is just a really soft light pink. Again, I'm going to take a Real Techniques brush by Samantha Chapman. Take a little bit on there. And put this on the apples of my cheeks and blend back. And the last thing that I'm going to do is just throw on a little lip gloss. I just had this on hand. This is a matte cream sheen glass in Double Dare. And then I will be ready to go run my errands. Alright guys, so that is pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed this video and that you're all having a fabulous day. Please comment and subscribe and leave me a comment and let me know what kind of foundation you like, what you use every day, something fun like that, and then maybe I'll get some good ideas for things that I want to try. I'm on a huge foundation kick, so I'm really wanting to try lots of new foundations. So let me know what you guys like, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!